In the studio to discuss this with me is Francois Baird. He is the Africa co-chairman for Mergers and Acquisition. Thank you for coming through, Francois. Let's talk about why now. Are you part of the brigade that Cyril Ramaphosa has been trying to build around himself to get this 1.2 trillion rand that is looking to come into South Africa to get some jobs going?
The decision actually precedes Mr. Ramaphosa.
It does.
Yes, we've been talking with Taylor for a couple of years now about when would be the right time to come into Africa. You know, very often when there's a wave of Afro-optimism, companies jump in.
So you came in before the euphoria of Ramaphosa.
Before the euphoria. And that's a very important point, because what I've learned over 30 years of working in Africa is that you have to develop relationships. And when you're a privately owned advisory firm, and when you have a way of creating synergy and you're looking for ways in which to very discreetly enhance acquisitions or divestitures, it's based on relationships.
Right.
And so this is why Taylor is entering Africa now, and very realistically saying, let's start in South Africa. And what we're doing is building a team. Taylor has 1,200 senior advisors worldwide, so that we can operate at the highest level, but they also have 600 industry experts.
Sure.
So we want to create some Africa expertise before we start doing deals. So it's taken 2 years to really get to the point where we can comfortably say we're ready.
Okay, so Cyril may not like what you are saying, but I think he will like the fact that you are here and you're going to help him make his things happen. Let's talk about the team that you are building. What kind of people are you getting? And then I want to try and understand where you are seeing the opportunity in terms of the deals that potentially the people that you're going to work with are going to look at.
Certainly. Rian Rademan, who's an ex-Sasol executive director, is the first person who's joined the team, and that we can announce today. And he will be focused, obviously, on the oil and gas and mining industries.
Right.
We're also talking to some very experienced...
And Jay is listening to you and he's nodding his head because this is music to his ears.
I'm sure it is. It's music to our ears that there's an energy chamber, because it's one of the big areas of opportunity. You know, the US launched the Power Africa initiative.
Yes, Barack Obama, thank you.
And it's a good thing that it's happened, but these things take time. And so we believe it's now the opportune time to start by focusing on that industry. We also have someone very senior in the financial services industry talking to us, and we'll hopefully be able to announce that shortly. And in addition, we are looking at people with skills in African countries beyond South Africa. So it's a slow ramp up. We're taking steps one at a time, and we're making sure that whatever we do, we can deliver.
You're saying South Africa is a stepping stone. Who else are you looking at?
Well, if you look at oil and gas, you don't have to guess.
Nigeria.
You don't have to guess where. Well, Mozambique, for instance.
Right next door.
Right, Mozambique is a very important oil and gas. There's every opportunity for Mozambique to become an energy hub for the region in Southern Africa, if they make the right decisions. So we think...
and they've stumbled a little bit.
Well, you know, it takes time.
They'll get it right.
We're sure it'll get there. So that's an opportunity. Obviously, mining is an opportunity, and we think Burkina Faso, for instance, is a very interesting place, because they have a very user-friendly mining regime. And
some lessons for South Africa.
And we have seen how much Canadian money they attract into their gold mining industry. And so we think that's an opportunity. Mining in South Africa might be an opportunity for divestitures, sadly. But then, you know, that'll bring some money into the country as well. Right.
You haven't mentioned Nigeria. You haven't mentioned Ethiopia. Number one and number two, in terms of the most populous countries in Africa, you don't think there's enough room there to be doing deals?
There will be eventually, but we think in the short term, everyone has piled in there.
Right.
And so what we're going to start off doing is look where no one else is looking.
Right.
You know, Zimbabwe, for instance, there might be some interesting opportunities there. Not because it's all ready to run, but because we're willing to take our time.
Sure.
Obviously, if something results in Ethiopia or Nigeria, we'll keep a watch on it. But it's not where we're going to focus in the short term.
Absolutely. I think this conversation has only just started, right?
we look forward to having more of these conversations.
Francois, thank you. Francois Baird is the Africa co-chairman for M&A at Taylor Advisor.